think that it was a good game. Obviously, to score 100 points at any point in time is wonderful for a team to be able to achieve. I feel like the way that we achieved it, though, was not the best in what we usually do all the time. And we kind of fell out of being disciplined in our defensive rotations and picking up shooters and their main players. And Arlington Baptist has always been a challenge for us. They've always come on and given us a really good game. I think it's always been decided by less than 10 points. And we knew that they were never going to go away. I feel like we started the game flat. We started it really flat. We didn't have a lot of energy, and that comes with, there's a lot of different attributes to that. This is a 4th game in 5 days. We just came off a 4-day road trip. So there were things that you could use excuses for, but as I just said to the girls in the locker room, we shouldn't be using excuses. We should be ready to play no matter what the circumstances are. Having to sub 5 in, 5 out in that first 3 or 4 minutes of the first quarter was difficult, but I could tell that we were not ready and we weren't focused in what we needed to get done. So I was happy with the 5 that did come in on the court at that time to give us an extra boost and be able to allow us to kind of get our feet back underneath us. And in particular, Hayden hit a couple of threes, they got a couple of steals, Yaz was up on the ball, Michaela was able to penetrate, Olivia and Jay did a wonderful job in the paint and rebounding and kind of finishing. So the first quarter was kind of where we didn't have a great game. I feel like the second, third, and fourth, we started to get our stuff together. We just found ourselves in situations where we weren't finishing plays. We weren't grabbing rebounds with 2 hands. It was going through when they were getting easy buckets and putbacks. And we were losing players. Our whole system defensively was not to leave anybody in the corner, which we actually did too many times. And they have wonderful players. Number 11, Aaliyah Clark, came in and she was 11 for 16 for 32 points. I mean, that shows that they are competitive, they have great players, and she was making tough shots. And she's been doing that for the last 6 games that they've basically played before us. They had number 20 come in and she did a great job down in the post. And their system, they always play that way. They're always up-tempo, they're always great shooters, and they're always looking to kind of get to the free throw line. They did a really good job of making the game choppy. Getting fouls, 2-hand fouls or little fouls, and putting us both to the free throw line, which I feel like we didn't capitalize on. We were 18 of 34. They were 15 of 25, so we need to kind of look at that a little bit better and see what we can do from there. But all in all, we got the win. Sheridan Hopkins is obviously a player to be reckoned with, and she's going to be somebody that people are going to have to come in and stop. She ended up with another double-double, her second for the SCAC in this season for 37 points and 13 rebounds, and 4 steals on top of that. So she is always going to be a player that people are going to have to scheme around and slow down, but she shows day in and day out that she's ready to play no matter what. We had Olivia Ungo was great coming off the bench for us. She gave us the energy and the athleticism that we needed. She had a couple of amazing finishes to the basket that we haven't never seen her do before, so I'm happy to see that she's actually expanding her game and getting a little better there. But she had 19 points and 7 rebounds for us, went 7 for 11 from the free throw line, which is great for her. So very happy with that. And Brescia, had a little scare with her, obviously going down in the 3rd quarter there with somebody falling into her and kind of had a knee hyperextension by the sounds of it. She said that she was ready to go. Ended up with 13 points and 3 rebounds, and then Ariel. So ended up with 11 and 8, which was great. I think we shared the ball well. We had 19 assists. We only had 14 turnovers despite their kind of full court pressure, and we were happy with that. And being able to force them into 29 turnovers, that really, really contributed to us being able to get the win tonight. So all in all, happy with the win. Not happy with everything that we executed, but that's what basketball is about. So we'll get back to the drawing board. We'll come back on Friday and hopefully be a little bit more disciplined. I think when we go and see UMHB, sorry, we're going to see a completely different style of game. This game was, they're undersized, they looked to pressure, they looked to push. Marriott and Baylor is somebody that is a little bit more disciplined. They definitely have a little bit more sets. After seeing that though, they may look to push on us, so we'll see what kind of happens. But I feel like we may be a little bit better matched up with them than we were tonight in this kind of running game. So I'm looking forward to being able to play a team like Marriott and Baylor at our court, for people to see what caliber players and teams that are in the Division III, and it'll be a good test to see where we really are at. And it's kind of one of those things when we get going, I'm hoping to see in the next couple of days. We'll look to rest tomorrow, we'll look to ice, we'll look to get some shots up, and then we'll look to get into kind of working with our scheme and how we're going to defend them and what we're going to do against them, and hopefully be ready on Friday to be able to come out and be a little bit more disciplined and execute and finish plays.